everybody. Dr. Shadi Ireifej, board certified surgeon, TrueCare for Pets, Studio City, Los Angeles. Thank you for joining our podcast. We are going to touch upon a topic that has just blown up in the past years, being vegetarian or vegan. This has been a huge craze. I think it's just going up and up every year with the number of people that are joining this type of movement, and it's commendable. Intentions are good, and I couldn't be more proud of the individuals that are changing their lifestyle to try and mitigate animal cruelty by eating non-animal products. So that's a fantastic movement, and I'm in full support of it. The goal of this discussion is not necessarily to focus on how great vegetarianism and veganism is, and all permutations of this type of lifestyle change, but I want to kind of focus on whether or not it's actually causing an impact in the animal cruelty and animal food production sector. So I can't help but think that maybe being a vegetarian or a vegan person is just a band-aid to a larger problem. We all know that animal cruelty exists, and it still exists. We know that it's becoming more and more known, especially through social media. There are more videos and pictures out there than there ever have been. And it's becoming more and more known that animal cruelty is a horrific part of the animal food industry. It is not to say that we as human beings should not be able to eat animal products or wear animal products or whatever it is, but when it crosses a line of ethics and animal cruelty, then of course there's really no justification. We prefer to not wear animal products, not eat animal products, because it's not worth the suffering and torture of our fellow non-human companions. And I don't think anybody disagrees with that, or at least anybody that is not a sociopath. Every seemingly normal human being agrees that they want animal cruelty to be eliminated. And if you are going to try and be an advocate for animal products, well, then inherently there's going to be, of course, animal death. That's the only way to go about this. I almost wonder, and this is more of a discussion than a lecture here with this podcast, I almost wonder if we were able to minimize animal cruelty to a level that would be considered with 99% of people ethically and morally okay, I wonder if the vegetarian and vegan community would sort of subside. To what extent does animal cruelty have to be eliminated in order to justify what us wanting to eat or wear animal products? And in an ideal world, you'd have zero cruelty, but at the same time, in an ideal world, zero cruelty would also mean no animal deaths, which of course is going to be impossible. And it seems pretty obvious to me that animal products are going to continue to be used. It's just a worldwide aspect of many cultures and civilizations that they're going to just continue this. And I don't know that we've slowed things down with the amount of people that have become vegetarian or vegan. I just don't think it's created that big of an impact. And my concern is that we are doing all this immense effort without really impacting the problem. And so this is where I want to kind of change gears and focus on what the problem actually is. It seems to me fairly obvious that the problem is legislation. We need people in positions of power to take animal cruelty as a very serious health concern. The only way that individuals that refrain from using animal products are going to ever see an impact that's worthwhile even mentioning is if the rules and laws that we have that govern animal ethics are upheld, strictly enforced, renovated to actually fit what is happening and actually mean to instill some level of fear in the people that are knowingly causing animal cruelty. We need laws. We need accountability. We need people to be as afraid of hurting an animal, torturing an animal. We want them to be as afraid as somebody would be if they're planning on murdering somebody or stealing something. It needs to be a serious crime. Otherwise, nobody cares. And we need this to start with government. That's the only way I see this being impactful. We need the political system to support animal rights, to support stopping animal cruelty. We need better regulations. We need better laws. We need higher standards. We need serious systems of accountability. Otherwise, everything you do as a vegetarian or a vegan, and no matter how much you try to spread the word, we're not going to make an impact. We're just not. You've got to attack this at the foundation, at the source. And the source is taking control of companies that are knowingly torturing animals and know they can do a better job to keep them accountable, to make sure they are following strict laws. It's the only way to get around this. That's how I see it. It doesn't mean that being vegan or vegetarian is not a good thing, and it doesn't mean that they're not making any impact. But compared to how much food we produce and how much animal-based clothing we produce in the United States and around the world, there's to me that it doesn't make any sense. It's like you're pissing in the ocean. You need to make a bigger impact, and I think you got to hit the government. You got to hit laws and regulations. It's the only way, and that's no small feat. The amount of money that companies make. I mean, there's a reason why they're torturing animals. There's a reason why they're turning a blind eye to animal cruelty in their corporation, their business, because they're making money. They need a way to survive, and they're focusing on the quantity rather than the quality of their product. They want to turn around as much product as they can, and they do that by skipping steps. If it's probably reasonable to think that if you're going to produce animal products in a more ethical manner, that it's going to require more thought. God forbid. It's going to require more money. It's going to require more time. It's going to require more surveillance. It'll hurt the business. However, the way that the world is going currently, where people are becoming more and more aware of this problem through the means of social media, I think people would actually prefer to pay more if they knew with 100% certainty that a company is using the most ethical and moral standards to process animal products. I do. You're never going to have 100% lack of use of animal products around the world. It's not going to happen. But what we can do is at least say this company follows these really strict standards. They are respecting the laws that are put in place to minimize animal cruelty, and there's going to be a slight increase in costs for animal products. But people will pay for that. I really think they will. People are already paying more for better veterinary health care. They're paying more for veterinary insurance. They're paying more for animal clothing. They're doing radiation therapy and chemotherapy and surgeries, and they're spending thousands on their pet as is to get better care. So why wouldn't the same people who care about animals want to pay more for an animal product, clothing or food, that they know is coming from a source that it respects animal ethics and animal welfare to the highest degree? It to me, it seems that it's a very logical way to go. And the way we're doing it right now is not only wasteful, it's unethical, it's immoral. It's just not the right way to do things. There's a better way to do it. It takes a little bit of thought to figure out how we can process these animals without animal cruelty, and it takes a legal system to actually create those laws, hold people accountable, and make sure there's some level of fear that if you break these laws, there will be serious consequences. And what those consequences are, or what the details of these laws are kind of beyond my knowledge base. But there's a solution to this that's better than what we're doing now. Because to me, you can be vegetarian and vegan all you want and spread the word all you want, and you're making an impact, I'm sure. You're also helping yourself feel at home, you're making yourself feel comfortable by not contributing to animal cruelty. But at the end of the day, if you want to make a bigger impact, you got to hit the government. You got to try and pass legislation that will create higher standards for animal production services, create laws that protect animal welfare and ethics, and also have very strict and serious systems of accountability for those companies that decide they want to go into the food industry. To me, that's the way I see it. But this is, of course, my opinion. Let me know what your comments are, what your thoughts are. I know this is a topic that's somewhat controversial, especially since I don't hear people talking about this aspect of things a lot on social media. So maybe I'm totally off base, or maybe you agree with this novel concept. And if there's anything that I can do from the veterinary aspect to help minimize animal cruelty, please let me know. Do not hesitate, and we'll try to fight this war together. It certainly is a balance between cultures and communities wanting animal products, but also it's a balance between that and minimizing animal torture and cruelty, maximizing our ethics and morality. We're human beings. We should know better and be able to treat animals better than we currently are. Thank you so much. This is Dr. Shadi Ireifej, TrueCare for Pets, Studio City, Los Angeles, California. Enjoy our next podcast, and thank you for the support. Take care.